found a secret club of billionaires that run the world. All the super rich attend this event, from big names like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and Warren Buffett, to Facebook's founder Mark Zuckerberg. And no, this isn't your regular summer vacation where you can just have a bunch of drinks, party, and then leave. It's definitely not a party-oriented resort either. To sum everything up in one line, they mean business. This event is historically the home to some of the biggest deals, like Disney's acquisition of ABC or Jeff Bezos buying the Washington Post. I'd personally spend all my net worth just to be there. So, pop the champagne and get your exercise in because we're about to talk about the biggest secret club of all time. The Sun Valley Conference, also known as Allen & Company's Sun Valley Conference, is an annual media finance conference funded and hosted by Allen & Company. With their real estate benefits, the company decided to host the Sun Valley Conference. It all started in 1982, and since that time, many political figures, business leaders, tech entrepreneurs, and philanthropic figures have gathered at the conference each year to make dreams come true. And in the same event, the company's president, Herbert Allen Jr., brokered a $750 million massive deal to buy Columbia Pictures, in which Allen & Co. owned a stake. I see where it's headed towards. You can see how smart Herbert Allen Jr. was. The guy created a get-together for all the wealthy people and seized every opportunity he got. Anyways, Coca-Cola assisted the deal, and that's where you know this valley is unlike any other gathering. But what's interesting is that despite Allen & Company not being as popular as other firms like Morgan Stanley or Goldman Sachs, they used the Sun Valley Conference to carry out many deals over the years. They were so ahead of the times that they knew gathering a bunch of rich people will automatically yield million and billion-dollar deals. Herbert Allen Jr. said this in an interview with Fortune in 2004. He explained that the Coca-Cola deal paved the way for many future deals. I mean, surely that's true because it was the basis of the Sun Valley getting popular. And from there we can understand how important networking is, especially at the upper echelon of society. The founder of the Sun Valley Conference is Allen & Company, a private investment bank based in New York. Herbert Allen III is the current president of the Sun Valley Conference, but before him, Herbert Allen Jr. was the reason behind the rise of the event. We can see that it's a chain, just like many other businesses and enterprises. That's Entrepreneurship 101. After the Sun Valley Conference went viral back in the 80s and 90s, the company did some of the biggest deals in the history of humanity, including Disney's merger with ABC in 1996, Google's IPO in 2004, the $18 billion merger between Activision and Vivendi Games in 2011, and Jeff Bezos purchasing the Washington Post in 2013. Just imagine being present in one of these events to witness the greatness of these deals. That's like watching history being made. Behind all these deals, the founder of the Sun Valley Conference, Herbert Allen Jr., resided. The mastermind attracted some of the biggest CEOs, families, and businesses to spend time and make deals. If I was to start a business in the 80s, no way would I find a genius idea like this. Well, back in the 80s, the best we'd think about would be to buy some stocks in the stock exchange market. This guy was thinking so far in the future, which ultimately bore the fruit. So, how exactly does the Sun Valley Conference attract some of the biggest businesses to make deals? Let's find out. According to Fortune, Allen & Co. wants three types of people at their conference: CEOs, wealthy families, and institutional investors. Well, I guess no place for the brokies, like Andrew Tate used to say. From here, we can already see their brilliant plan of attracting the wealthy, providing them with a safe space to discuss and network, and ultimately having them close some of the biggest deals the world has ever seen. They say money is an amplifier, and money makes money. The Sun Valley Conference is the prime example of these sayings. Later in the video, we'll discuss the biggest deals in this valley. But before that, let's discuss Sun Valley Conference business model. Herbert Allen Jr. in his days had to beg the clients to join the valley in events. Moving forward to 2023, it's hard for the company to keep its guest list under 300 due to the exclusivity and people that attend the conference. However, unlike other boring conferences with just presentations and everyone acting like they don't want to be there, the Sun Valley Summit actually invites children and families of the extra rich to stay longer. We can see this when Bill Gates and his ex-wife Melinda French Gates brought their 3 kids to stay for around a week. I guess Allen & Co. are looking to play the long game here, and that's the business plan in a nutshell. It's to invite some of the biggest names in the industry, gather them together, and have them discuss important deals with each other. But what about the members? Who are the people that regularly go to this secret club? Let's find out. Sun Valley Conference is held in Idaho with people from all backgrounds. For example, in July 2023 summer camp, we had some of the most prominent names like Bing Gordon, the CPO for venture capital firm Kleiner Perkins, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman, Steven Schwartz, the CEO of media company Hearst, Duolingo CEO Louis Von Ahn, and a lot more. It's safe to say that the Sun Valley Conference is more than just an event. Just look at the fashion some of these billionaires are doing. Definitely not wearing suits after getting drunk. We also had Warren Buffett joining this year's conference, but in the past, we've seen many other interesting figures like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, and Mark Zuckerberg. This year, the event was held from July the 11th, 2023 to July the 14th, 2023, and behind closed doors, it seems like many deals are already taking place. So, let's talk about some of the biggest deals in Sun Valley Conference's history. The so-called summer camp isn't your regular cookie-cutter relaxing retreat. It's been home to some of the biggest deals that took over the world in their times. One of the biggest deals was the AOL and Verizon deal. Both CEOs were talking about how the world was going, and in their talks they found a deal, and AOL got sold to Verizon for $4.4 billion. Another deal that took over the world was Jeff Bezos buying the Washington Post. The Washington Post was not only one of the biggest daily newspapers, but it became a credible source for financial news after shifting online. In July 2013, Jeff Bezos had two 3-hour-long meetings with the Washington Post CEO, and he acquired the company for around $250 million. And how can we forget the deal where Disney bought ABC, a media company, for $19 billion? Tell me that doesn't blow your mind. Other noticeable deals were Comcast NBC Universal, the Yahoo Verizon deal, and Activision Vivendi Games in 2011. No matter how I see it, this club isn't for regular people. Just look at how productive this event is, even for people who don't need to work for 1 hour a day. I guess that's just how the top of the world works, and when you come to a certain status, it's all about being present and making billion-dollar deals that shake the whole world. And speaking of billions, if you're curious what it's like to own $1 billion, you should check out my video on what it's like having $1 billion. Until then, goodbye.